Please raise your right hand. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth in this inquiry, Your Honor? The oath has been administered for the resource persons, Ms. Rabago, Mr. Tenido, Attorney Sanchez, and Ms. Villa del Rey. However, Attorney Emily Torrentira refuses to take her oath, Your Honors.
Mr. Chairman, I'm just wondering why attorney, what's the name of that person?
Attorney Emily
Emily
Emily Tolentino
Torrentira, Your
refuses to
Honor.
raise
Tolentina.
her hand for the oath taking. Uh, can we ask her why she refuses um, to take her oath?
May I, Mr.
You,
Chair,
you
Your
can all sit down,
Honors?
ma'am. Upo na po.
Thank you.
Bakit
Your
daw po
Upo na
Honor.
ayaw
po.
ninyo mag-take ng oath?
No, Your Honor, I am not refusing to take the oath. Prior to being asked to take the oath, I was trying to explain, Your Honor, that I am not an invited resource person. Second, that I have only been asked now to explain why there was no receipt for subpoena for the persons who are not present here. That is what I am trying to say, Your Honors, respectfully. I just wanted to explain that as part of the Legal Affairs Division of the office, I wanted to explain why we did not receive. In accordance with the rules governing inquiries in aid of legislation, wherein the rules of court suppletorily applies, Rule 14 in relation to Rule 21 of the Rules of Court, Your Honors, personal service must be made to resource persons who are being issued subpoena. With that, Your Honor, uh, they being not present in the office at that time, no person can receive on their behalf, and hence there will be no proper service. Respectfully, Your Honors.
Well, we know that we accept that that guidelines, no, that you mentioned a while ago. But you all know that this is an in aid of legislation, and the reason why we are trying to course this invitation to the office of the president, we discussed this lengthily already, and the testimony of attorney Lopez is so important to us. And also si Pajarda. And I think, Mr. Chairman, with this kind of explanation that being manifested by Attorney Tolentino, as much as we accept that premise of her, but somehow we are all guided with moral decency, no? That somehow, sana
Mr.
naman,
Chairman,
umattend naman po sila dito kahit na sabihin po natin that yun nga po, ito po yung sinasabi nung inyong minention a while ago, but I think somehow sa akin personally that is not accepted. And isang tanong lang, attorney, have somebody told you not to accept all those invitations?
No, Your Honor. It was a.
So it's
It is in accordance with the rules, Your
so
Honor.
it's your own
Attorney,
volition.
we will recognize you later because hindi po kayo nag-take ng oath. Okay na po
Mr.
yun.
Chairman,
You've already said your piece.
Thank
Mr.
you, Your
Chairman.
Honor.
Congressman
may I
Paduano,
ask
you're
the good
recognized.
attorney, what is your role in this? You are not invited, but you are present at today's hearing, and you never take your oath.
As
Why?
legal counsel.
What is your presence?
Mr. Chair, Your Honor, I am the Chief of Legal Affairs of the Office of the Vice President.
So,
I am here to represent the institution, Your Honor.
so you are here to represent the institution. You should, before talking, you should take your oath. Because that is on record. You're a lawyer. You know that. You cannot speak unless until you take your oath. That's the rule, internal rules of this House and this committee. You cannot speak unless you take your oath. Or else, I will move to excuse you in this room.
Your Honor, if I may,
Um,
Mr. Chair.
Point of order, Mr. Chair. Mr.
What is,
Chair,
what is your point of order?
yeah, I take the position of Congressman Paduano. I really don't know why she's here. Has she forwarded any explanation written as to her attendance?
Hindi, Mr.
Comsec.
Chairman,
No,
Mr. Chairman,
Mr.
Mr.
Chairman.
Chairman, a while ago, she was trying to tell us that she is the representative of the office of the Vice President. And if you are the representative of the Vice President, you have this reason to take your oath as well.
No, but yeah, but other than that, Mr. Chair, before we can even proceed to um, asking her to take her oath, has she communicated officially to the committee that she is indeed representing the office of the Vice President? Is there any letter that whereby Attorney Tolentino is given authority to represent the office of the Vice President, Comsec?
None, Your Honor.
Did you submit your authority?
If I may, Your Honor,
Yes,
respectfully,
please.
Mr. Chair, can we just call for a 5-minute suspension? Kausapin muna natin kung ano ba talaga kasi
Mr.
5-minute
Chairman,
suspension
Mr.
declared by
Chairman.
the chair.
Mr. Chairman,
Committee hearing resumes. Congressman Paduano.
thank you, Chairman. Anyway, Mr. Chairman, first and foremost, since the good lawyer has no written authority coming from the Vice President, second is that she never take her oath. So, Mr. Chairman, first, I move that we strike out all, on record, all the statement being made by the good attorney.
Seconded.
There's
And-
a motion raised by Congressman Paduano, duly seconded. Is there any objection? Hearing none, the motion is carried.
And second, Mr. Chairman, I move that we excuse the good lady attorney in this room and to request the SAA to escort the good attorney outside of this room. So move, Mr. Chairman.
Seconded.
There's a motion to excuse the good attorney from this room, which is duly seconded. Is there any objection? Hearing none, the motion is carried.
Mr. Chair, if I may respectfully request
You're not,
beg
you're out of order. You're not recognized.
Mo, Chair, para hindi siya makapagsalita.
being
Suspend mo.
Suspend ko na lang.
Your Honor,
1 minute suspension. Nakamute. Paki-excuse na lang po yung paki-excuse na lang po muna yung ating abogado. Committee hearing resumes.
Mr. Chairman,
Congressman J.J. Suarez, you're recognized.
yeah. Mr. Chair, gusto ko lang po ilagay sa tamang perspective yung dahilan kung bakit po pina-excuse po natin yung isang individual na dumalo sa ating hearing. Baka po kasi magkaroon ng misunderstanding why she was excused from our hearing. Number one, she was not invited to attend today's hearing. Number two, she did not take her oath. So we don't even know the personalities and the circumstances to why she is here. And no communication was forwarded to the committee as to her attendance. For all we know, she can be somebody posing for somebody, and the committee cannot act on mere presentation without proper representation to the said committee, Mr. Chair. So para lang po maunawaan ng lahat kung bakit po natin pinakiusapan na ma-excuse yung isang individual na nagpakilala na Attorney Tolentino. Yun lang po, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. Wala na po bang sasalita?
Recognition na lang sa members.
Comsec.
Chairman, permission to excuse. Chairman, permission to excuse.
Yes,
Please, have a
Congressman Paduano, your
with the council.
excuse.
Thank you.
Thank you. Comsec.
Your Honor, may we recognize Honorable Joseph Jojo Lara from the 3rd District of Cagayan and Deputy Majority Leader Honorable Frances Pumarin from the 3rd District of Quezon City. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. We will now proceed to the... I will recognize you later, but we will proceed to the item in our agenda. Good morning. Once again, we are here today in the 5th hearing of the House Blue Ribbon Committee for the continuation of the deliberations on the following matters. Number 1, privilege speech number 379 of Congressman Rolando Valeriano on September 3, 2024 on asserting the power of the purse of Congress. And 2, the motu proprio inquiry on the manifestation of Representative Jingy Luistro during the budget hearing of the Department of Education before the House Committee of Appropriation on September 2, 2024. Our ongoing inquiry was propelled by Representative Valeriano's demand to look into the Vice President's non-transparency and refusal to answer questions by the legislative on her utilization of public funds entrusted to her office, and the observation manifested by Representative Luistro concerning issues plaguing DepEd's budget utilization. Unfortunately, in the past 4 hearings of the Blue Ribbon Committee, all of the public officials involved in the utilization of public funds in the OVP, including confidential funds that were granted to it in 2022 and 2023, have not graced us with their presence. Nevertheless, we have diligently inquired into and examined available documents from the COA, DBM, and other government agencies in our past 4 hearings, and we are fortunate that other public officials from DepEd, COA, DBM, BTR, and even the AFP have provided valuable assistance as resource persons in our investigation to help us piece together and verify how public funds have been used in the DepEd and the OVP. Ngunit marami pa po tayong katanungan ukol sa pinagamitan ng ating public funds. Ang mga dokumentong nakalap natin ay hindi pa lubusang naipaliwanag, halimbawa kapansin-pansin na sa mga liquidation report ng confidential funds ng OVP ay pinalalabas rito na may confidential funds na napunta umano sa provision of medical and food aid bilang rewards. Nahigit or iba pa sa mga naire-report na medical at food aid ng OVP ng DepEd na may ginamit na confidential fund sa mga youth leadership summits na kanilang regular na isinasagawa. What we needed were answers from the office nilang regular na isinasagawa. What we needed were answers from the office of the Vice President and those persons who were themselves involved in the utilization of public funds, particularly the confidential funds of the OVP and DepEd. Makilang beses nilang iginigiit na nakasaad na ang kanilang mga paliwanag sa mga dokumenteng isinumite na nila sa COA. Ngunit sa ating mga nakita sa pagdinig na ito, hindi sapat na nagsumite lamang sila ng mga dokumento sa COA. Lalong-lalo na kapag ang mga dokumentong ito mismo ang kino-question or hinahanapan ng paliwanag. There are questions that the documents themselves can't answer. This is why we need the presence of these officials. Sila lang po makakasagot sa mga katanungan natin. Nais nating maging patas. Napakaraming pagkakataon na ang binibigay sa OVP, more than sufficient opportunity ika nga. Ngunit hindi naman napapalampas ang anumang pagharang sa lehislatura na alamin kung saan ginastos ang pondo ng bayan. Sa panglimang pagkakataon ay pinatawag po natin uli ang mga concerned officials ng OVP, pati ang Special Disbursing Officer ng DepEd na si Edward Fajarda upang magbigay linaw sa mga dokumentong nakalap ng ating investigasyon. Sa araw na ito, Hindi po muna tayo nag-iimbita ng ibang resource person at nang mabigyan natin ng sapat na oras ang lahat ng mga katanungan sa mga pinatawag natin ng mga officials ng OBP. At magkaroon din sila ng sapat na oras para sumagot sa ating mga katanungan. Maraming salamat po. We will now proceed to the...
Mr. Chair.
Yes,
May I be
Congressman
recognized,
Jill.
Mr. Chair?
Recognized.
Before we proceed with our deliberation, may I just raise this concern, Mr. Chair? On our agenda for today, item number 3, number 2, which refers to the motu proprio inquiry or inquiry on the manifestation of Representative Jervil Jinky Beatrix Luistro, was made on September 10, 2024. And I am certain, Mr. Chair, that this is a result of a typographical or clerical error which was indicated in today's agenda. Given that, Mr. Chair, may I ask that the agenda be amended to correct this typographical or clerical error and reflect the actual and true date in accordance with Section 106 of the Rules of Procedure of the 19th Congress, which states, when any matter is under consideration, a motion to amend and a further motion to amend the amendatory motion shall be in order. I so move, Mr. Chair.
Is there any second to the motion? Duly seconded. Is there any objection? Hearing none, the motion is carried.
Again, Mr. Chair, in addition, considering that there's this clerical error in relation to this agenda, I move that my motion be extended to all agenda and or transcript of proceedings for these proceedings of the Committee on Good Government and Public Accountability. In particular, Mr. Chair, I move that the committee secretary review the agenda and transcript of proceedings dated September 18, September 25, October 17, and November 5. To be precise, Mr. Chair, I am asking that any reference to the date of Congressman Luistro's manifestation subject of the motu proprio inquiry be reflected as having been made on September 2, 2024, the actual date of the Committee on Appropriations budget deliberation, and not September 10, 2024, or any other date. I so move, Mr. Chair.
Is there any second to the motion?
Second, Mr. Chair.
Duly seconded. Is there any objection? Hearing none, the motion is carried. Any other concerns? Meron pa po ba? There's none. We will now proceed to the next item in the agenda. We will now proceed to the interpellation proper. The first to interpolate is Congressman Ramon Rodriguez Gutierrez.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Mr. Chair, I'd like to direct my first questions po at least. First and foremost, we'd like to express our gratitude for our resource persons who have attended here. I know for the most part of our hearing, we've been discussing about the attendance of the other resource persons, and I hope on the next hearing we can do the same, na nandito po sila. But in the meantime, I think we would like, siguro I will start, Mr. Chair, to direct my questions to Miss Julieta Villa del Rey. Good morning po. Mr. Chair, if I may proceed.
Yes, please proceed.
Mr. Chair, before other matters po, no, on what we have in agenda, just some preliminary matters on, I believe you have submitted, Mr. Chair, some statements together with Attorney Sanchez to this committee. Is that correct, Mr. Chair?
Good morning, Your
Attorney
Honor.
Julieta,
Yes,
you're
Your Honor.
recognized.
I submitted
Yes.
a statement po.
Thank you. I'd like to focus on some procedural matters po
Ma'am,
muna on that statement.
pakilakasan po ninyo at ilapit po ninyo yung mic para marinig po kayo.
Yes.
Thank you po.
Good morning, Your Honors. It may be allowed to read my statement.
Mr. Chair, in the interest of time, I think we've had this in advance and we were able to read it. And I think we're aware if we may proceed with the questioning, unless the committee members would like to hear the statement. Parang hindi naman po.
Yung statement po bang babasahin ninyo, yun din po yung sinubmit ninyo sa amin?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, nabasa na po namin lahat yon. So, we will proceed to the interpellation. Yes, please
you.
continue,
So just,
Congressman Gutierrez.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. So, Ms. Villa Del Rey po, no? Just working on the statement po, no? May I just like to ask, how do you know po si Attorney Abella?
Attorney,
Abella po.
he is our counsel, Your Honor.
He's your counsel?
Abelia.
Attorney Abella?
I don't know Attorney Abelia, sir.
You don't know an Attorney Abella, Attorney Rochelle Abella.
No, sir.
Sorry, Mr. Chair, may we ask you, Attorney Sanchez, do you know a Mr. Attorney Abella?
Your Honor, yes, Mr. Chair. Attorney Abella is one of the staff in the Office of the Vice President.
Oh, one of the staff in the Office of the Vice President.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Back to Ms. Villa Del Rey. Is that more familiar now to you po?
Hindi po ako masyadong familiar sa lahat ng employees of the Office of the Vice President.
Ms. Sanchez, I hope you don't mind, Mr. Chair. I know it's unorthodox, but I'd like to, because of the point I'm driving at, I'd like to toss in between the two resource persons one. I'll just go quickly between them.
Please continue.
Attorney Sanchez, through the chair, most respectfully. Si Attorney Abella, you've known Attorney Abella for quite some time.
Your Honor, yes, Your Honor. She joined the OVP, I think, sometime this year, if I am correct, Your Honor.
Can you describe how she looks po ba?
Yes, Your Honor. Attorney Abella is fairly tall and slim.
Okay.
Uh,
Are there a lot of attorneys in the office of the OVP?
Currently, Your Honor, there are only around 4 attorneys under the Legal Affairs Division. But there are other lawyers in the Office of the Vice President performing other functions, Your Honor.
Would you consider Attorney Abella a fairly prominent lawyer in the OVP? Is she all over the place po ba? Or?
No, Your Honor. Attorney Abella does not report daily at the Office of the Vice President. Her tasks, from what I know, because I am not the head of the Legal Affairs Division, are mainly on execution of non-disclosure agreements and other documents and contracts for the Office of the Vice President, Your Honor.
Okay, so si Attorney Abella is mostly tasked with preparation of NDAs and you mentioned, sorry, can you repeat it for us,
Contracts
please? Contracts.
and other documents, Your Honor.
Is she also tasked with preparing statements for
I'm not
the
aware,
OVP?
Your Honor.
Not aware. But she, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Attorney Abella is a person who, although is not on site, would sometimes be on site.
Most of the days, I think, in the week, she is on site, Your Honor.
And her office is her outside, her external office. Would you know kung saan po ito?
No, Your Honor.
No. So just the internal office. And
Yes,
all
Your
of
Honor.
your interactions with Attorney Abella have been inside the office of the OVP.
Yes, Your Honor.
You've never interacted with Attorney Abella outside the OVP.
No, Your Honor.
Okay. I'd like to return my question po to Ms. Villa Del Rey. After the description po, no?
Attorney Roch, I will just like to interject in line with your line of questioning. Saan po ba yung official office po ni OVP?
Mr. Chair, the official office of the OVP is at the 11th floor, Robinson Cybergate Plaza, Mandaluyong City. Your Honor.
Mandaluyong.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.